Anyway, how you doing? Anyway, I hope you all had a good little quick break. We have a quick announcement I wanted to make. We're coming back here on the 22nd of February. On the 22nd, that is the day that you're going back to your binder. We're dealing with conservation. So we have your business plan person, Lori Jackson, is coming back. So you have to be ready, have that business, all your business, your work, your homework done. You don't got homework. I'm sorry. Just let's read it. You got homework. If you didn't get your lessons or don't work here, you will get that. The worksheets that are in your book, the worksheets that are in your small business planning workbook. Those are the ones she's expecting for you to have done and completed. We will send you the emails this probably tomorrow, between tomorrow and Monday, to remind you. She's probably going to be signing in to remind you today. Very serious. That's the business planner. She's going to be coming back on the 22nd. Also, we have Carzella Pritchett and Trent Rader, who are the National Resources. She will be here, yes, with bells on. She's out of Springfield area and farmer to the max. But also she's a natural resource conservation person, probably the queen of the state. And also Trent Rader, who's our natural resource conservationist person here in Kankakee County area. They're going to be doing on conservation, and that's the people that say you got to set up with FSA office. They're going to be talking about all the programs. That's coming on the 22nd. If you come the night before the 22nd to hang out and stay here at our lovely retreat house, there's a concert that's going to be going on that night, that evening, for your pleasure. And it's the concert of prayer for Pembroke Township, and it is also going to be presented in the library. Nick, I'm going to say a couple words about it.
Maybe I can see right here.
There'll be an open house for the library, which is just down the street. And
Our new library.
From Outlet students from Outlet University, and do an opportunity for people to sign up for the library card. Take a tour of the library, take a look inside what's going on. It's almost finished.
It's almost finished. Our library is state of the art. It's a green library. It's heated by geothermal. It has geothermal heating, passive solar lighting. Yes, absolutely. Wow. And it's one of our first green buildings here in Pembroke. We are moving right ahead, full speed ahead. So please, that night, if you come in around 6 o'clock, get here for that concert. For you younger folks, we always have how do they used to do the shuffles and all that stuff? Yeah, there's dancing, line dancing. Oh my God, that means dancing. Okay, but that goes on
families are in need for each and every one of us to become beekeepers. Beekeeping is not rocket science. It really isn't. They're nothing to be afraid of, but they are our pollinators. And these pollinators are being killed by the Roundup in the corn and the soy across the country. So, please, if anyone wants to keep a hive, call me. I'll help you with it if you had a hive. I say 3 hives if you had a hive. And the bear ate the hive. Well, at least the bear ate it and didn't waste it. There was even a piece of wax in the forest. Or she ate the whole thing. But if you lose 1 hive, at least you have 2 more. So it's always better. Therefore, so we will be
And we have the information for the Beekeeping Association here in the state of Illinois. I'm a member. There's a couple other people in the farm family that are members of the Beekeeping Association. And trust me, the first time we got bees, it was like we were like Laurel and Hardy. We were like, I'm not touching that thing. I'm not touching that.
Not me.
Three Stooges. That's what we
Sure.
But now we can go. I can open up the beehives and I don't wear any clothing, any protective gear, and I mess with my bees all the time. So
Also, I need to make a plug for the Pembroke Farming Family Association. We're on the move. We are doing grants. And we're here to help all the farmers. And all of you guys are invited to become a part of our association once you complete this thing. And we're going to move forward. The world needs us to help feed them. And we need to help feed Chicago and ourselves make money. And we're here to share ideas and help everybody be successful. So I need to put in the plug for our association that brought us this grant and these speakers and stuff.
Also, I'm going to leave this for you as a reference book. And this is, what year is it? Let's see, what year is this? But this is the an USDA publication, 2001. USDA publication. And it's called The New American Farmer. And it's all profiles of farmers. 1,500 acres, 200 acres, 300 acres. This is not the new American farmer. Okay? This is what you don't want to be. That's what this book is for. All right? Okay, so that's all the goodies. And if anyone during lunch, what I'm going to do, is anyone speaking during lunch? No?
Thunder.
If no one's speaking during lunch, I'm going to put the movie on One Man, One Cow on the Planet. A lot of times to watch that in the background.
Yeah, I've been wondering all this video. What is that in there?
What happened? Oh, these are, I'm going to give all of you some of these. These are my babies. These are marigold seeds.
Oh.
So you guys have, put it all in cups and lovely bunch of marigolds. And every time you see them, I brought you some. And if anyone is interested during any of the time, this is the satchel of the Wet Light Farm, and it's chronology the things I've done, listed children's health fair. You'll see in here lots and lots and lots and lots of notes and cards. And this was before Spin Farm. So detail.
They say there are no stupid questions. So
No.
I'm going to ask this anyway.
Sure.
You said wholesaling, you give them a box.
A box.
How big is the box?
Well, you determine that. Because remember, it's all based on your bed. Your bed has to give you $100.
You give them like a fifth of a bed, a fifth of a...
Right, exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Whatever that bed is producing, that is correct. It's all. Now, doesn't mean that that's what it would be. It could be 3 times that amount. You want to go to the highest point, but you also want to know wholesale prices. And for commodities, there is a wholesale, and I believe Chicago has a wholesale price index. You could go online at any time and find out what the major crops are doing. They do some vegetables, but I think it's Albert's Organics. Write that down. Albert's Organics. That is who sells to cooperatives. They sell to co-ops. So that would be a wholesale price point, okay? Because
Well,
they're
see,
selling to the
so-
co-op, and the co-op's selling to the members.
Is that for our seats or?
No, that is for finding
prices.
out the price.
Okay.
What is the index? Or you could just ask the customer, say, just give me a copy of all of your produce invoices for a month or 3 months, and I'll figure out what your needs are.
How about that Rodale?
Rodale has, I don't think it's out of Chicago, I think it's out of Boston, and I think that's too far. I don't think that's your demo. I don't know, it might be, it very well might be, but it would give you, Albert's Organics really has intense amounts of information, because they're selling to all these cooperatives on a wholesale basis.
There's a book that we're trying to get, the people who put on Good Food Financing, that's from thefarm.org with Jim Slama, who is also potentially one of our speakers. He's just trying to finalize his date as well. They put together a book called Wholesale, see off the top of my head, I'm sorry. It's dealing with the whole wholesale market here for the state of Illinois. They do have prices and everything in that book. So that's one of the books that we'll be able to share with you guys.
But you're going to get a feel for it. You're going to get a feel for your market. You just have to be honest with people, really. That's all. You want to be competitive, but you're not giving away the farm. We've done that too long. It's not a model that works anymore. Food is very valuable. There is nothing cheap about growing food. If there was no commodities in this country, no subsidies paid to commodities, and that's only 5 corporations, 5. Everybody in this country would be very thin, because then it would be there'd be no corn, now would there? There would be no high fructose corn syrup in everything to just gunk up our beans and make us crave more. But it's because of those subsidies. As a vegetable farmer, I am not even considered a farmer. I am considered a specialty crop grower. Put that in the face. Doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't sit well with me. But it is time for this fair exchange to happen. You know, because look, those people that you're going to get to see in those small establishments, those small businesses, right? They want to buy that food from you. They do, because they want to put that money back into their community. And like I said, it's about a relationship. They'll know after dealing with you for a little while that you're not going to call them and say, sorry, couldn't bring out the cucumbers today, and you got it as a special on your menu. You know? But it's really in the waste. For the restaurants, it's in the waste. 30% of a lot of restaurants is waste. So you're going to turn that waste into profit. It's crazy, right? But that's the way it's going. So, let's see, where are we? So we did land base. Everybody understands what your land base is. Is there anyone here that does not currently have a land base that they have in mind?
Please raise your hand.
You don't have a land base in mind.
We're here to help.
And you don't have a land base in mind. Okay, the two of you, you just see me, we'll work on your land, we'll work on
Yeah,
yours.
or going to work some land
Now,
that you
the
might
rest
lease or
of you,
something.
your land base, is it urban or rural? Is it
Who's urban?
Who's urban?
Who's urban? You're urban?
There's one urban?
You're urban. Anybody else urban? You're urban and rural?
Actually,
You're rural. And both.
both.
So the rest of you is really just like I am. You are, you're in the country is where you are. So what I want to do, if I can time it, is I just want to show you. There we go. this is just an example of a farm in the city of Newark. Now, an urban model does have an advantage over the rural model, I must say. If I had found spin farming before I left Bergen County to go to the country farm, I would have stayed in Bergen County and farmed, because that's really where it's at. Now, why? Why is it easier in an urban model? We went over
The markets are closer.
You have good access to good water.
Correct. Any other?
No, deer,
No?
that's it.
Marketing.
Closer access to market outlets.
Sometimes you have an urban.
Raise your hand. Detention for you.
You also frequently have urban heat sinks that can raise your zone, maybe one level of making one feature zone. Like we're in zone 5.
So microclimates. Microclimates, that's correct. You get those everywhere in an urban setting. But I believe the biggest thing is that, especially when it's in a really rough urban setting, about 18 years ago in the city of Newark, and Newark's a tough hood, I'll tell you that much. A lot of hungry people in Newark, New Jersey. A doctor from India came to do a PhD, came to do a thesis for his PhD on growing food in a bad crops. And what happened? So he did that. The first year, 800 tons of food came out of Newark, but the thesis proved that the drug dealers left town. Because what happens when you grow food? People are outside, they're on the porch, or on the stoop. Did you see my zucchini? Did you see this tomato? So the drug dealers need so it really benefits all involved. The only thing is that with an urban setting, you want to make it very clear that this is a capital investment for you, and you're not going to do it for less than a 6-year term, and that's it. Because you're not going to go in there and start putting in cameras, and start digging those beds, and have, like Koch did, come and just pull the blanket out from underneath you. Get everything in writing. That's all. Makes it a lot easier. It's such a good use for unproductive land. 6.5 million acres alone, right? So, urban doesn't necessarily mean the city, but it really does mean suburbia. It does mean suburbia. Oh, before I forget, that was marketing. Let me just tell you one further thing about marketing. Because when I come into an area and do a workshop, I know Rosie said that I look around, where are they living, where are the eaters, and I saw a few developments, I don't know if they're condominiums or if they're cooperatives, on the right when I'm coming down, I saw those buggers, a lot of them. So what do? They're a cooperative or they must have a homeowners association. So you go there and say, how would you like for me to give you an added value to everyone that's living here by making fresh local food available? What do you think they're going to say? Get the hell out of here! I don't want any local. Of course they're not. But all those eaters, all those families are right there, driving 20 miles to the supermarket to find out there's no less for California because the water ran out. You could rent them, you could barter, you could get them for free. A lot of people don't want to mow. They don't want to spend their Saturdays with that mower or the weed whacker. I mean, come on. Oh, boy. So they would do it in exchange for maybe a share of food a week. It's about a relationship where you see what their needs are, and they'll see what your needs are. And if they match, well, that's good. If not, well, that's okay, too. There's a lot of land available. Abandoned lots in small towns. Look at that front yard. Look. Now, they tried to call that grass, but I don't know. Well, what do you think? I mean, really? And that is advertising. Because food starts to grow in front of people's houses. other people start to say, I want some fruit grown from my house too. And this is my farm, a forested mountain farm. That was the very early days of, we just dropped the manure. Because you see here, we still have this is blocking the street. But that was all big rocks and hard pan soil. So from now on, this is what I want you to do, all right? When you're driving around, I want you to put on your spring glasses. And I'm going to give you another formula. So you know that for a 2-foot by 25-foot bed, we're going to get a minimum of $100 every time we harvest it, right? So if we put up a series of 13 of those, that would be 1,000 square feet. And that's what we call a segment. That we would grow one thing up in a segment, okay? That's what Tracy's going to go over in the crop profiles, because different crops have different value, okay? So, did each of them get crop profiles?
Not yet.
Not
Not
yet.
yet, okay. So in there, let's say it's $5,000 for a segment of onions, right? Your eye, I want you to put on your spin glasses from now on and start looking. Go home, measure what 1,000 square feet looks like, okay? Get it in your eyeball, and then just drive around and say, wow, 4,000? Right there. You'll get the crop profiles. So you want to start, we measure things in square feet, not meters. Okay, we did that, yeah. All right, so in review, you know where our land is coming from, and we will know where your land is coming from. And you're going to do your land-based allocation based on your targeted revenue, based on your 3 revenue streams.
How hard would it be for each one in this group to generate $1,000 next spring apiece?
Next spring or this summer?
Of this
This one season.
this season.
I expect everyone to generate $50,000 and a half an acre of land in 22 weeks. And it starts now because it always starts with a pen to the paper. The pen to the paper. The pen to the paper makes it real. Then you start to generate it. 240 spin beds on a half acre. Okay, 240.
I understand like 1,000 on each foot.
No, second, yeah.
Square feet.
1,000 square feet. So, 240. But you don't have to do a half acre. You can do an eighth of an acre. It'll just be that much less under 50,000. Okay? And the key is here to get it on paper so that you know what your plan is. Okay, I would like to do an eighth of an acre, 125, beds, and I'm going to have 50 beds, and high-value crops, 80 beds, and tomatoes, whatever it is. Write it all down. Put it on paper. Okay? That's your first step. Now the second step, after you decide the size, then you're going to say, okay, I want to do a quarter of an acre. I want to do a half an acre, and that's 240. That's 240 beds. And if I did them all in tomatoes, that would be 24,000. Because that's only one crop, so it's going to be $100 for the bed. That would be 24,000. But if I did half of it in 2 crops, right? Half of it, so half of it would be 120 beds, right? That would be half their spin farm, or half acre spin farm. That would be that value at $200, right? So you have 1 crop, you could have 24,000. No, 120. So let me do the math. 120. 120 times 2, that's 240. 24,000 for the one. And then the tomatoes, they do 24,000. You do terms of revenue, it's all in terms of dollars. Decide what you want your target to be, knowing that on a half an acre it's 50,000. And that takes 2 full-timers and 1 part-timer to accomplish that. And we all know that's not banker's hours. Okay? And we know it's going to be about a 22-week season. Season does not mean that you're not working before the season. I mean, you have to do some things before that 22 weeks. Not, and after you get your hoses in, you know, you got to, so, but you're going to generate that income within that time. And then I would recommend that each of you, if you're going to be working on, let's say, a quarter of an acre size plot, I would recommend that you target 3 to 5. See, I say numbers. Okay, that's all. 3 to 5. And if you can, make them your family or friends. Because there again, if you have a flop 1 week or 2 weeks, they're going to understand. And if they can't pay you everything in advance, right? Then you can have payments. They can make you payments. Just so that you have to get some capital up front in order to buy the seed. Because the rest of it, I mean, you don't need the cooler in March. You really don't. But you need the spinach seed, and you need the crust seed, and you need all the hardy lettuces. I'm sorry, you know, I got them like crazy. You know, the big milk jugs, the plastic ones. I have people, they collect them, they save them for me, they just drop them on my porch, I clean them up, I cut them in half, I put them in soil, I put the lettuce seed up, I put the top half on, and then I go with the snow. And when spring comes, then those things will germinate, because they're not hurting. But I can't find the soil for people to seed in the soil. So I just put it in those little plastic green boxes. So there's a lot of things that you can do now. Season extension, you know. You don't need a greenhouse. A greenhouse is not mandatory. It really isn't. A good form of season extension as a spin farmer is in the fall, like late November, just before it's going to freeze, and you've got your 1,000-foot segment all ready, tilled and ready to go. You'll plant a crop of spinach, because then in March it just comes up, and you harvest it in December. That's really your season extension. There are other ways to extend your season. I will be installing this season. This is, and I printed this for you guys. This is called the Walpini, and this is an earthen greenhouse that works from all winter long without air supply.
It's called what?
Walpini. W-A-L-P-I. And you don't need what? How does it work? You gotta just dig a hole. You get a bucket, right? You dig a hole, and it's a three-sided earthen structure. You dig a hole, it's in the ground. The only thing you do is really inexpensive because on top of it, it's got to be 12 feet, certain dimensions, 8 feet deep or 12 feet. And then on top of it, you'll make like a frame with 6 mil plastic. That's it. And then if it's not more than that, 40 in the winter, what you do is you get 55 drums and you paint them black. You fill it with water, put it in the back, and that's it. But you set that top at the sun pitch for December the 21st. It's not for growing in the spring or the summer. It's just for winter production. But you know, you grow enough potatoes, you grow enough carrots, you know. You can sell those all winter long at market.
I dug mine out 3 years ago. There's still a big old hole in my yard.
Oh, you did?
I did. I've been waiting for, my NRCS folks got me
Good
getting that hoop house. The hoop house is going to go on top. But when I first dug it out, I was real ambitious. I made it 40 foot long. I was like, yeah, just keep
40
digging.
feet! Holy baloney!
So don't do what I did. Because then, yeah, and I dug it below the frost line. The whole point is to dig it below the frost line. That way, below the frost line, it won't freeze. And you put compost rows of compost, and that also helps the heat. So the theory behind it is your compost germinates or will generate heat up to 147 degrees in the So they will help heat the greenhouse, and you put your plants in there to keep your roots all warm and everything like that. So the theory I had on my head, dig it, dig it, dig it. Build one. The next year, it rained so much before I can fill it in and do
Went
anything
swimming.
with
Went
it.
swimming.
There was a pond, and I had nearby wild ducks, had baby
Oh,
ducklings,
God.
all through it. And I was like, forget it. And all the animals kept coming over to drink out of it. It became a pond. Well, now it's all dried out. Now it's full of weeds. Now, that barn raising, so whoever helps me put that greenhouse together,